All right, today we are diving into a really powerful blueprint for building a high-income, super low-cost business from the ground up. We're talking about a clear, straight path to $10,000 a month with almost zero startup costs. So, if you're ready to build a real business with minimal risk, you are definitely in the right place. Let's get into it.
So let's just start with the big question, right? How in the world do you build a business that brings in $10,000 in recurring revenue every single month for less than what you'd spend on a nice dinner out? I know it sounds a little too good to be true, but trust me, it's all about the business model.
And you know, this slide really nails the problem that so many of us face. Over on the left, that's the typical freelance life, right? The feast or famine cycle. You're constantly on that treadmill, just chasing the next project. But on the right, that's the goal. Stable, predictable, scalable, monthly recurring revenue. This isn't about getting a one-time check. It's about building an engine, a subscription engine for your financial freedom.
So how do we get there? How do we make that jump? Well, the answer is what we're calling the executive ghostwriter solution. And it all comes down to a simple but incredibly powerful reframe of how you position yourself and your services.
Let's be super clear about what this means. You're not just a social media manager. No, you are an executive ghostwriter. You become a strategic partner who takes a busy founder's raw expertise, all those brilliant ideas and insights locked in their head, and you transform them into content assets that actually make them money.
And here's why that little reframe is so critical. A social media manager, that's seen as a low-value, task-based job. You're lucky if you can get $500 a month. But an executive ghostwriter who focuses on authority building, now you're a high-value strategic investment. You can easily charge $2,500 a month, maybe even more. It's the same basic work, but a completely different positioning and a completely different price point. Look, this model is a winner for three main reasons. First, it's incredibly sticky. Once a founder starts seeing leads and getting calls from investors because of the content you're creating, there's no way they're going to stop. They can't afford to. Second, like we just saw, it commands a high price. And third, it's a low-input, high-output kind of service. You let AI do all the heavy lifting, and your job is to add the human polish and the strategy.
Okay, so let's get into the actual blueprint and see how this all adds up. We're going to look at the simple, clear math that gets you to that $10,000 a month goal. And here's a hint. This isn't about chasing hundreds of tiny clients. Nope, it's about landing a few whales.
All right, here's the magic number for your main offer, $2,500 a month. That's your price for one high-value client retainer. And you should probably start with a 3-month minimum, just to set expectations. So, how many of these clients do you actually need to hit that big goal? Just 4? That's it, 4 clients. All of a sudden, that $10,000 number feels incredibly achievable, doesn't it?
And there you have it, 4 clients at $2,500 each. That gets you to $10,000 in monthly recurring revenue. The best part? One person can easily handle this workload. We're talking maybe 10 to 15 hours a week, tops.
So, who are these whale clients we're talking about? Well, you're looking for a very specific type of person. Someone who has money, but absolutely no time. And crucially, they have to understand that building their authority directly leads to more revenue. Think about B2B SaaS founders who just got Series A funding. They have cash and need to grow fast. Or maybe agency owners doing $1 million to $5 million a year. Even real estate fund managers trying to raise capital. These are your people. Now for my favorite part, the actual actionable plan. This is your step-by-step guide to go from absolutely zero to landing your very first high-paying client in just 1 week.
And the best part, the startup costs are, well, they're practically nothing. A super simple website on Card, a transcription tool like Otter, ChatGPT+, and a free trial of LinkedIn Sales Navigator. You can get this entire business off the ground for less than $100. It's wild.
So here's the week at a glance. We start by building a portfolio out of thin air, then we create a target list, provide value up front with free samples, send a killer outreach message, nail the sales call, and finally systematize the whole thing. It is all about building rapid, unstoppable momentum. Okay, day 1 is absolutely crucial. We have to solve that classic chicken and egg problem. I can't get clients without a portfolio, but I can't get a portfolio without clients. Here's the hack. You don't need permission. Pick 3 famous founders you admire, find a video of them talking online, transcribe it, and then use AI to turn it into awesome LinkedIn posts in their voice. Just like that, boom, you have proof of your work.
The big secret for day 3 is a total mindset shift. Listen closely. You are not going to pitch your services. Instead, you're going to pitch a finished product. You're going to give them the value before they ever even think about giving you $1.
And here is the exact message that makes this whole thing work. You can literally copy and paste this. You find a podcast or a blog post they've already done, you write 2 amazing posts for them, and you send it over with absolutely no strings attached. It is such a powerful way to start a conversation because you've already proven you can do the work.
When they inevitably reply and you get on that call, your pitch is this simple and this confident. You frame the entire service as a completely effortless process for them. They give you 30 minutes of their time once a month, and in return, they get a full month of authority-building content. For a busy founder, that's an incredibly easy yes.
So once you land that client, and you will, day 7 is all about building your simple content engine. This is not complicated. Use a tool like Otter to record and transcribe the interview. You feed that transcript to ChatGPT to draft the post. You can literally just say, act as a LinkedIn ghostwriter and turn this into 3 posts in the style of so-and-so. Then you come in and edit them, you add that human touch, match their tone, and finally, you schedule everything out. Simple, repeatable, and very scalable.
Okay, so you've landed your first client. Amazing. But that is just the beginning. Let's take a quick look at the path from that first exciting win to what I would call true financial freedom.
This slide just maps out the journey perfectly. Your first client, that's your validation. It's proof that this whole thing works. Client number 2 at $5,000 a month, now that's stability. You can breathe a little easier. Client number 3 is pure profit. And by the time you land that 4th client, you've hit the $10,000 MRR mark. And that, my friends, is freedom.
So there you have it. You have the entire blueprint, from the positioning to the pricing to the exact 7-day launch plan. The only thing left for you to do is to take action. And it all starts with that simple 30-minute monthly interview. Which leads me to our final question for you. What's the one killer question you think you need to ask a founder that will unlock an entire month's worth of incredible, valuable content?